Bernard, good afternoon. Yeah, getting a little bit of a late start. Kids have been sick and, just everything. But still getting out here, trying to get this planned out. Get it mocked up. I don't know how well that's gonna show through on video. But you can kind of see the opening, and then I have another piece that has a good arc to it. It flows really good with the natural curve of the body. Originally, I was thinking of making it flat 3/4 of the way back and then going down with the curve. And I mocked up a bunch of different stuff yesterday. What's up, Brandon? And I kind of flattened this one out, that top piece, but it's only for like 10 inches or 12 inches instead of 24. And I think it looks really good. See if that's a little bit easier. You can see that rod right here. But it's got a nice curve to it for the rear visor. You can see it right here. So I think I'm trying to get the minimum amount of supports to make this whole thing possible to cut weight. So this one might come out after the one that goes side to side, but it just gave me a height right here and a curve this way, so I can try and follow it through. But this piece will probably get cut out. I don't think it'll be necessary once I attach this top rod to the actual bottom of the visor right here. I think with the curve in it, it should hold itself up. And I got these side pieces on that go all the way down, and those give me a nice curve in the back, and they're supported here. So I think next I need to get the actual front lip of the visor bent and curved in, and then I can start building or framing out these side pieces. Whereabouts are the sides of it gonna run? Bernard, which sides? The sides of the roof scoop? Yeah, sides of the roof scoop. That is the question of the month. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. What's gonna look the best, right? Because the hardest part is not making it or shaping it. It's how do you finish all the edges. That's the biggest thing that I've learned building this car, is finishing the overall majority of the piece is easy, but it's how do you terminate the ends, or how do you finish the edges so that when it's done, bodywork, paint, it looks good. And I don't know. I don't know what to do yet. What's up, Washington? Is it a Beetle? Yes. It is what's left of a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. Full custom, every piece modified, and still modifying. Oh yeah, I've seen the skull welds. Kaisen, what's going on? Unique. Where's your wife? We'll be doing lives on my wife probably every Friday night. We're still trying to figure out a schedule and get it on routine so it stays consistent. And it's a lot of stuff. Right now, our kids are really sick, so she's in there taking care of them right now. East Africa, what's up? Sean Taylor, a lot of time in that. Got to be around 20K into that old bug. Yeah, not counting time. With the engine, the engine costs, I mean, just as much as everything else. So, EV car, no. No, this would be gas. Snoopy, I was on last week. I was on last week actually with my wife again, and this week. We're gonna try and do, fun meet and greets and talk with me and my wife, either Friday nights or Saturday nights. We're still trying to figure it out. But Sunday mornings will be me and work. I've just been stuck in kind of a design process of trying to figure out how to build the rest of it. So there hasn't been a lot of physical work done. It's all been mental design and engineering. And it keeps evolving. It's definitely more complicated than I thought it was going to be, but I'll get it done. Oh, why is the door primered? This is just a mock-up door. I bought it in case I needed a skin. It was at a swap meet. They were cheap, which usually out here they're not very cheap. So I jumped on it and I bought 2 doors. One's off of a 67 and one's a later. Yeah, this one I think is the later because it has the mirror threads right here instead of on the hinge. But they're the same shape. I've just never stripped the door down. There wasn't any reason to. The only reason I even stripped the car down is because I was looking for rust. There was a lot of Bondo on this car when I bought it, like pretty much a 1/4 inch all the way around the car for absolutely no reason. The passenger door did get caved in, and apparently they didn't know how to properly repair or replace that, so they just floated the whole car in Bondo. But luckily, when I stripped off all the Bondo, there was, little to no rust on this car, which is weird. It snows here, and as far as I know, it sat in a field for decades. Frankie B. Phil McCracken, happy birthday. All right, back to figuring this out here. Let's see. What's up? I like cars. How you doing? Thanks, Bernard. Always on it in the comments. Once I figure out the moderator thing, I'll give you access. It's, you know, on my list of all the crap I have to do. Your mock-up for another scoop, yeah. I'm gonna try and find center of this piece, because I don't think the middle needs to be bent anymore, but the ends do. So I'm gonna try to evenly do that to keep everything symmetrical. Then we'll maybe go in $18. $16. And 14 maybe. Get this other side. 14, 16, 18. Again, very small shop. Wish I had a fab table. Then I wouldn't have to squat down on the concrete all the time. So here's center, roughly. And then I got it marked from the end at 14, 16, and 18. That'll give me points of reference that I'm going to try and just bend or roll this section to keep this kind of a flatter arc and see what that looks like. I can always run the whole thing back through. It's easier to bend it than it is to unbend it. So we're going to start small and chip away at it until I get the right shape that I'm looking for. None of this really has to be precise. I can eyeball it when it's on there, and this is only 1/4 inch rod, so it's pretty easily bent, even if I have to adjust when it's on. Yeah, why would he show his house to random people? It's weird. All right. So I'm gonna try, I think, and give it a little bit of bend on these marks. See, and this is the process. I mean, that's why there's not a ton of videos coming out right now from me, because this is a very slow, tedious, redo process of trying to figure it out, and it would just be a bunch of videos of me bending these over and over and over and cutting them off, welding them on, cutting them off, welding them on, rebending them, throwing them away. Because if you've been here before, I have no idea what I'm doing. So yeah, Bernard, send me that. Yeah, I mean, most of what I do, like, I just figure it out. So sometimes or most of the time, it's the long, hard, possibly wrong way to do it, but I don't know, it gets done. So I'm setting this on the 14-inch mark right here, and then I'm gonna roll it through that way until the center, because the center is actually what's making the curve. So I'm just going to roll it back and forth and tighten this down until I get a little more bend in that, and then we'll check that, and then that will probably be wrong, and then we'll throw that over there, and then we'll do it again with a different piece. I've got a little piece of blue tape on here that I have a couple of marks at to save some of the pretty consistent curves that are on this car that are repeatable throughout the body. So I've got 3 marks on there. Typically one of those 3 gets me really, really close. Thanks, Snoopy, I appreciate it. Morning, Joshua. Try the other side. We're just going to work this real slow, but as you can see, it already put a pretty heavy bend. But I was trying to keep the center with a very mild curve and give it a harder curve on the ends. So we'll stick this one in and just repeat. I'm going to set the 14-inch mark center of the front roller, and then I'll roll through mark to mark back and forth. One thing I have found out, which is weird to me at least, is that, like, you just saw me roll that twice, right? I have 2 marks on here, okay? I went to the first mark and rolled it through. And then I went to the second mark and rolled it through. And that gave me that curve right there. If I tighten this all the way down right now on the fresh side that's not rolled, all the way to the second mark and run it through, it'll curve it more. It won't be the same curve. Because I messed up some other pieces yesterday doing that. I was like, okay, well I found my depth of my roller for the curve I wanted, so I flipped the piece around and I ran it, tightened it down all the way to that mark and ran it through, and it was like a 10% difference. So I've learned that you got to slowly bend down or do the same process on both sides. If I would have went all the way down to the second mark on the first side and then all the way down on the second side, they would have been the same. But because I gradually did one side and then I went all the way on the other side, it curved it a lot more. Which I don't know, maybe that's how it works. I don't know, I just think that's weird because the depth's still the same. Sniper 88, what's going on? Riding Hood Stables, what's up, bro? So now I'm going to run this through, try and keep it straight up and down. We're going to go to the first mark. Now we're going to hit the second mark. And that should roughly be the same. Check it right here on the concrete. So I've got these, the marks at 14, 16, and 18 off the end. And then I've got a square cut line in the concrete right here that I've got the end on. So we're just gonna check height off of the concrete cut line. And this just gives you a rough, this isn't exact. About 8.5. Eight and 3/8, so it's really close. And then we'll go to the 14 mark, 7 1/4. 7 1/4, 7 1/4. So that looks pretty even to me. I mean, even enough anyway. Mark these so I can cut this mock-up buck off. Because now it's just in my way. Enrico, what's up? Almost. Put a little bit more curve into it. I'm actually gonna go past the marks this time. Dumpster fire, what's going on? Bad Bob, morning. Yeah, just out here trying to get some work done today. Now I'm going to try and finish the curve from the end to the marks. Make another mark here. So we can match it on the other side. Wrong way. See what that looks like, huh? I still need another 1/2 inch. Maybe I will run the middle. I'm probably gonna run the middle right through it. I don't know though. I don't want it to be too. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a little more curve right in the middle. Instead of so flat. I think that'll make up that 1/2 inch difference. I'm redesigning and fabricating the entire rear end of this car. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to set the center wheel on the center mark. I'm going to go down to that first mark. Run it through mark to mark on the 18-inch mark to the outside wheel. Let's check that. A little bit. Yeah, turn that Beetle into a Hayabusa track car. That'd be really cool. And again. Do you guys see how this would make for boring videos? What's up, Ghost Rider? Elvis, do you have any plans for making long form videos on your channel, going through your projects? You would have interesting content, honestly. Yeah, I would absolutely love to. The problem is I don't have enough time. So, long form takes I mean, 3 to 4 times the amount of time to edit, put together, post videos. And it's not that I don't want to, I don't have the time to dedicate to it right now. Eventually, if I don't have to work my normal day job and I can just do this, then yeah, for sure. I mean, I have big plans. Big plans. It's gonna take time. How many hours do you work on it each day? I do not work on it each day. So I get about 8 hours every weekend to work on it on average. Some weekends more, some weekends none. You know, I've got daily, weekly, monthly, yearly obligations like everybody else. You know, house, kids, wife, yard work, all the things. So it's a juggle. But luckily I have a very supportive wife who takes care of a lot so that I can have the little bit of time out here that I do get to make, you know, my dreams and aspirations a reality. Now let's see if I bent it too much. Yep. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I think I can make that work. Now the hard part. Let's get some measurements. Try and make it symmetrical as we can. I'm going to try and pull some numbers off this top piece. I'm into cars and also a video editor. I can put together an edit for you for free if you have enough available footage for one video, no strings attached. I just think your work is really interesting. Yeah, Elvis. I'm not completely against that. I don't know the legalities, or I just don't know what all that entails. But I am definitely willing to look into it. Shoot me an email, Berzerker Garage@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. Snoopy, is my wife a big Bug fan? She's a big me fan, so everything I build she likes. She's not really a motorhead, or, you know, I mean, she sees stuff and says it's cool, but I really don't think she is here nor there with what it is, you know, specifically. DJ Clark, can I become a moderator just in case people say weird stuff? No. If I do have a moderator, Bernard will be my moderator. He has proven his dedication to the channel and the content, and I have a certain level of trust with Bernard. So if anybody does it, he will. Again, I still have to figure that out, along with everything else that I have to figure out. So it's a lot. Yeah, Bernard's number one, for sure. Hands down. I hope we make it to SEMA, bud. I hope I get to meet you in person. What's up, Uncle Brad? Love you too. Hello, good afternoon. Which engine are you going to use? I'll be building no, not a Subaru. Volkswagen all the way. I'll be building a 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Is that a brand of sacrifice tattoo? No. It is a bind rune. Okay. Back to work. Hopefully both these sides are even. I did pull measurements. Check them again. I mean, they're pretty close. We got 1, 2, 1, 2. See what that is. 2 inch to center, 1, 2. Just about 2 inch to center. So they should be fairly close. Go down to 6.5, 6, 7. We even go 5.5. The reason I made multiple marks is because I don't know where it's going. But now I have reference points that I can scale from to adjust and keep it even all the way across. And in telling you that, I already forgot what all the numbers were. Okay, 5.5 to 7. Half-inch increments. We'll come over here. We'll try and match it over here. 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. And now I'll pull numbers to cross-check to make sure these are both even. I already found out in putting on this side rail, over here on this side, that the body's not even perfectly square. So from this point here to here, it was, what was it? Almost a 1/4 inch, I think, off from here to here. But then I also pulled from center to square everything, you know. But the body stamp isn't even perfect, so I'm just going to try and get it as close as I can to where it looks right for the eyeball. And that's really all I care about. It's not structural, it's, you know, it's just purely aesthetic. So as long as it looks good, we'll run it. So now I'm going to pull right off this body seam on the rear trunk. And we're at 15 to 16.5. And then I'll do the same over here. After I cut more of this out of my way. 15. Right off the body seam, 15 to 16 and a half. So those two should be square, at least close enough. Is this a good camera angle? Can you guys see? So now I've got my center mark, and I have my side marks. And that's going to be too high. That's about where I want it. But I don't know how hard that's going to be to get the glass in. I think maybe there. I'm going to make another mark, 1.5 inches down from the other mark. We'll see what that looks like. Flip it that way. Flip it this way and then fill the corner in. Oh, look at that. TikTok always trying to kick me off. There we go. It's our Marshall Copley. Yeah. Breakfast time or lunch. We slept in today. The kids were up all night coughing, sick. Nice breakfast, yeah. Liver and onions, fried eggs, toast. Yeah, everybody always says every time you jump on a live, you're always eating. I don't waste any time, so I might as well eat while I'm talking to you. Then I don't have to stop later. Let me have some. Too real. Wifey puts in work, media, cooking, cars, kids, household. Yeah, Bad Juju Beards, I see you. Hey, anybody wants beer products, the best, go to Bad Juju Beards. That guy's got the best shit, hands down. He hand makes everything, bottles it, ships it directly to you. Too real, you got one kid? We got 4. 3 of them are teenagers. Commented on a few people's lives today after I got reported and it wasn't being seen. Yeah, I got kicked off and banned for 4 days last weekend. I think it was last weekend. Oh, that might, Snoopy, if you're still here, I forgot about that. That might have been why you didn't see the live. It was on YouTube only. Everybody on TikTok, please go to YouTube, go to Berzerker Garage, subscribe. It's going to be my main page. TikTok likes to play games sometimes. And they kicked me off for hate speech, but I tried to get a itemized list of violations or, you know, so that I don't do it again. I mean, we were just talking about the car and going to SEMA, so I don't know what the hate speech thing was. Or if it's, I don't know how it works, but I tried to get a list from TikTok so that I could make sure to not do those things again, and they won't even give me that. They just banned me for 4 days. So I have 1 strike on my TikTok account, and if I don't know what I did, I'm assuming the other strikes and being permanently banned from TikTok is going to be coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Or eventually. YouTube has no problem with any of my content at all. So Yeah, Snoopy. Yeah, so you're right. Because you watched me on TikTok, and I got kicked off last weekend. Or the weekend before. I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago. Uh, but everybody on TikTok, please go to YouTube, subscribe. I'm going to be making YouTube my main page because they don't cause me problems. So I'll be posting some content on YouTube and even less on Instagram. To redirect everybody to my YouTube page. If you want the full content, the memberships, just all the stuff, I'm going to be making YouTube my main page with 100% of everything. The YouTube name is the same. It's Berzerker Garage. It's the same across all platforms. I don't think I need to pin it, but just go to YouTube, type in Berzerker Garage, you'll see this face. Click subscribe. Last week it was because I watch every Sunday. Oh yeah, maybe. But Snoop, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe, the bell notifications, all that stuff, because my content's going to get less and less on TikTok and more on YouTube. Marshall Copley, thanks, bro. T-Bone, I see you. I hope you're doing all right. And yeah, people hate, and I have no problem with people hating. They can go over there and hate while I'm over here doing cool shit, but it's the fact that it's affecting the channel now and it's restricting me. That's the part I don't want to deal with at all, especially if I don't even know what I did. I mean, it'd be different if they're like, hey, you can't say this or you can't do that. That's why you got banned for 4 days. Okay, I'll put that on my list of things not to say and do. It's that easy, but I can't even get that from them. So it's just a mystery of when and where it's going to happen again or permanently. Good afternoon, Bonnie. How you doing? I understand your concern about legitimacy. Yeah, Elvis. That's why I said shoot me an email. I'll dig into it. All this is new for me, and I'm technologically challenged. But I know that there's so there was 2 channels that popped up on Instagram that were already stealing my content. And what I mean by that is some subscribers and followers were sending me messages saying that my content was on their page. All my videos I leave open. Anybody can stitch, save, all those things. But it's done with the understanding that my watermark is on there and I get recognition for the work. You can use my videos, I have no problem with that, but they were taking my name out of it and posting it almost like it was their work. So I had to block them, but I think they have multiple pages the more I dug into it, and they're just pulling my stuff from other pages. So I'll do what I can to, keep them under control, but again, technology is not my strong suit. I didn't even know that was possible or that was a thing, that people take other people's content and take their name off and post it for themselves. I wasn't even aware of that until it happened to me, which makes me step back and dig in a little more. Hold on, we got this fucking. Bye. Oh, Berzerker wife already reported him. Thank you, Mama. Mark Hall, what's going on? Does it annoy you guys that I eat while I'm on live? Kevin Dodd, eggs, breakfast. Yeah, it's fried liver and onions and fried eggs and toast. Mark Hall says nope. Good. Is my chewing really loud? You have to eat when you're hungry. The toast is a letdown. Yeah, once again, everybody on TikTok, go subscribe to my YouTube page. So when TikTok kicks me off again, you can still get the content. Do you hear a diesel heater? No, that's I have an air exchanger fan. To keep it, you know, ventilated and the dust down and everything. And then I got just a little electric space heater sitting right here. My wife told me if I want her to do lives with me more, because it's winter, I'm gonna have to get her a bigger heater out here. That one don't keep it warm enough. Can I come to learn? No. No, I'm not set up to teach people right now, nor do I have the room or the time. Someday, absolutely. I would love to, you know, raise up the next generation of artists and fabricators. That would literally be an amazing thing. Yeah, the diesel heater could be good. Then I'd have to go buy diesel, which again isn't that big of a deal, but I'll try and find a big enough electric one first. Mark Hall, what's your YouTube name? Berzerker Garage, across all platforms. If I have a page, it is Berzerker Garage, no matter where you go. Right now it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But again, Instagram barely has anything. I throw like one out of every, I don't know, 30 videos on there. And then TikTok and YouTube were even. I evenly distributed content on both, but now, because of TikTok, I'll be shifting over to YouTube as my main page. So everything will be on YouTube, a little bit on TikTok, and even less on Instagram. What's up, Belgium? No problem, Marco. Yeah, TikTok has its purpose, you know. they give you really good exposure when they're not blocking you. So yeah, Marco, I'm live on YouTube right now too. You can just switch right over. I stream on both typically at the same time, as long as TikTok will let me. I'm also going to be doing new member perks on my YouTube page. Once I get enough members, I'll be doing members only lives and stuff every now and then. So, you know, because when we go live, you know, there's hundreds of people in here and it's hard to keep up with all the comments. So all the super fans and all the, you know, the people that want to pay a small amount for a monthly subscription can jump in, and there'll only be, you know, whatever, 30 people or, you know, inside there, so they can get heard better. But we try to answer everybody's comments when we go live. I heard they're gonna ban TikTok over there. Is that true? Yeah, as far as I know, it's already been banned, but we still have it. So I don't know the legalities of all that. But I mean, we'll find out. But again, just go to YouTube. Do I have a name for the car? Yeah, Raven. Back to work. First thing you see is the door closing like that. Flat buggy, cars are gonna build itself, let's go. Summer is coming, you're not wrong. I know. The hard part is the design. The building that part's easy, to a point. I'm working on it, bud. Wolf, yeah, you heard the strut in the door. It's strut assisted. So you have to initiate the lift and then the strut will take over. all mechanical. It's pretty cool. Never gets old either. I could open and close the store all day. Do I have any picks on how it might look? Rare breed? No. But Bernard, longtime follower, probably my #1 fan, hands down, big supporter. He has sent me some sketches of what he thinks I'm trying to do, and majority of the time he nails it. I pretty much just explain to him on here like this with nothing on here, and he's able to make up some sketches. What engine? I'll be building the 2276 cc stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine mounted in the back where it goes. Yeah, the last 10% will take 90% of the time. That's for sure. I'm just trying to figure out the shape of everything on this rear end and how I'm going to do the F1 roof scoop that's going to go on top up there, because I want to raise the roof. What is it, like 2.5 inches, and I'm widening the rear quarters. I'm putting these I'm going to build these buttresses, flying buttresses, that are going to go on here like this to widen the rear end. Any prediction on power output? It'll be around 200 horsepower. Probably a little bit less because I'll be running 40 mil carbs instead of 48s, but it's going to give me more torque to turn these really big track tires. I mean, these are 16 inches sidewall to sidewall. They're massive, which is why I'm widening the whole rear of the car. And Wolf, go to my YouTube page, same name, all my content's on there. Would I ever build a rat rod, rare breed? No, I like, my style is like a dirty clean. I like the rat rod proportions, but I like everything to be painted and finished. Okay, I gotta stare at this for a sec. Hold on, guys. I kind of like that. I mean, I'll fill in these corners. But I think that looks good. I really like the angle of that. How it's turned down. Let me see if I can show you what I'm seeing. Right there, maybe. think it curved this way, it flows really good with the red top. What I don't want, because I have a front visor on, and what I don't want is for it to look like it has a, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want it to be gaudy or too much. But I think if I close in these corners like that, it'll kind of take that away. If that makes sense. The curve coming this way instead of this way is very interesting. So, Philip, day's going good. Just out here trying to get some work done. I think that's very interesting. Snoopy, am I going to make the back window smaller? No. I'm going to put the factory glass right back in it. This is just like it's like a visor. Like if you look at all the current hatchbacks or crossovers or even a lot of SUVs, they have a visor on the rear window, and a lot of times it comes up on the sides too, so it almost boxes in the entire window. That's what I'm using as inspiration to give me some more bulk back here, because these tires are so big. This fender, I mean, you put these two fenders together and they're as wide as the entire Volkswagen. Yeah, kind of like the front one. The front one's more of a like a classic visor, you know, it's flat, turned down just a little bit, and it goes down the sides. It does. But back here, it'll be more on the window. I don't want to turn it up because the front one is already up and I think it'll look weird. So I'm trying to follow the curve of the body and still give it a visor to make the window appear smaller, and give me more body, give me more bulk without it sticking up. Do I get surface rust on the body? No. No, I live in the high desert. Humidity here is little to none. When there is humidity, it's frozen. It's snowing. So, and it stays in the garage. It doesn't go outside. I think I'm going to do that right there. Let's take some measurements, cut, and tack some stuff on. Huh? 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Inch and a half. gonna go 1.5 inches down for that top piece. Cut that off there, cut this one off here. Then I'm probably gonna cut this support off. And I'll get this center one tacked on as well. This center one's probably gonna come out up here. It'll probably stay here. And I'll go with 2 up there. Threaded up. Jim Craig, what's going on? Your other account got banned? Yeah. I know, I feel your pain. I talk about cars and somehow I got banned for 4 days on TikTok. Jim Craig, go over to YouTube. I'm gonna be switching over. YouTube's gonna be my main page. So go subscribe to YouTube, get you a membership if you want. But either way, TikTok likes to play games and I don't have time to play with them. So I will post some content on TikTok and do lives when I can, but everything will be on YouTube. Eric says YouTube's way better. Good move. Yeah, it is. YouTube has not had any problems with any of my content ever. And it seems like TikTok, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's, you know, like AI, algorithm, keyword drops, people reporting unnecessary, not real things. I really don't know. But they won't give me a list, so I don't know if I'm going to do it again or, you know, what. I'm just going to transfer majority of my content to YouTube. Crap, I don't know what I just did. You want to build a hardtail? Is a jig necessary? Absolutely not. I've built tons of hardtails without a jig. A jig makes it easier and faster because it takes longer to get it accurate, but no, you don't need a jig. I've built hardtails right here on the concrete. I'm hoping to have this car done for 2025 SEMA. Thanks, Breezy. Pick row. I probably murdered that, but I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, thread it up. That's the goal. I gave myself, 10.5 months to get this car done, running, ready to go. I'll trailer it to Vegas from here and get it in the show. A friend of mine, Bernard on YouTube, he's trying to figure out how to get me a sponsor. Breezy, it's Brianna. Hey, Brianna. Trying to figure out how to get me a sponsor to get inside, but even if I don't get inside, I can get outside in the parking lot they have space out there and it's open to the public. So either way, it's going to be a win. Okay, what are we doing? Hopefully some work. Hold on. Safety glasses. Yeah, it is a great way to showcase my talent going to SEMA. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's a Super Bowl of car shows. It's, you know, it's where everybody's trying to get. And in a way, being there will prove to myself that, you know, I've made it. You know what I'm saying? Dom the Painter, what's up? Everybody go check out Dom the Painter. Gotta give him a shout out. This dude. See if he's still in here. Why wouldn't it let me pin? Mark mute. There we go. Pin to comment. There you go. Dom the Painter. He does amazing paint jobs. Or it's Painter Dominic on YouTube, I think. Pretty sure. But lowriders, old school pinstripe, I mean, classic. And he does it all himself, like me, in a very small space with minimal tools. And he does amazing things. Dom the Painter. Hey Dom, you're gonna have to go over to my YouTube and subscribe for me. Same name. TikTok banned me like a week ago for 4 days. I have no idea why, and they won't tell me. So it's probably gonna be a repeatable thing, and then eventually they won't let me be on TikTok. So go subscribe to the YouTube. I did get your messages, Dom. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet, but I will, bro. For sure. I'll probably do that later today. Yeah, Dom, they banned me for hate speech for 4 days. I was out here with my wife talking about taking the car to SEMA. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I appealed it. I tried to, I appealed it. They denied it. Then I tried to contact them so I could get an itemized list of what I did do so that I could make sure to not do that. And they wouldn't give me that. So I have no idea what's going on. YouTube has zero problems with any of my content. So I'm going to be switching the main bulk of my content over to YouTube. Yeah, sometimes it takes a minute. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll keep checking, but if they can't tell me what I did wrong, then I can't fix it, you know? So it'll probably just happen again, whatever it was. That's the issue I'm having. It's not that, you know, it's not that they violated me, gave me a strike, blocked my channel for 4 days. It's not that. It's the fact that I don't understand why, and they won't tell me why. That's annoying me. Yeah, it is BS. But whatever. I don't have time for the, you know, games and the hate and frustration or negative energy at all. So I'm going to keep moving forward. Timeline. I'm hoping to be done for SEMA 2025, which is the first week in November. I've had it happen to me about 3 times, and it happened to me a lot when I first started. Yeah. Yeah, I tried to look it up on TikTok and YouTube. It seems to be a pretty common thing of them, banning people or giving them a strike or whatever without any explanation as to why. And again, I tried to reach out. I don't have time for it, so it's just a waste of energy. I'll be over here doing me for as long as they will let me. Yeah, YouTube will explain why. I've never had a strike on YouTube, which is weird because I post the same exact content on both platforms. Literally, I live stream the same content at the same time. Follow you on YouTube. What's your YouTube? Berzerker Garage. Across all platforms, guys. If I have a page, it's Berzerker Garage. Just type it in the search bar, you'll see this face or this car. What are you working on? This is a highly modified 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, full custom. Pretty much every piece has been modified, upgraded, redesigned, hand fabricated. Right now I'm working on designing the new rear and roof. I really like this bend, so I'm going to run with that. For now, I think it fits. I think it fits really good. Really good. I'm going to make some cuts. It's going to get loud. Sound warning. Make some cuts, make some tack welds. Get some more of this framework up in the air. Let me grab the welder. Someday I'll have a shop big enough where I can just have the welder right here. And then I can just grab it. How long have I been working on the V-Dub? About a year and a half. But I do this in my free time. It's not an everyday thing. Is all the fab work done on the front? It's just the back to do, Snoopy, before I start the inside. Yes and no. So I started on the front driver side, you know, the quarter panel, the Lambo door, all that stuff. And I'm working my way around the car. So I still have to do the other door, the other front quarter panel. I'm working this way. Then we can get to wiring, plumbing, air system, brakes, building the engine, and the instrument cluster. Thanks for the follow, Dom. Dom the Painter. Over here on YouTube. I appreciate it, bud. SEMA 2025. If I make it there, you come out to see me. I'm gonna take you out to dinner with the family. Yeah, Elvis. All right, Don. I'll see you later. I'm sure you're probably going to work. Just like me, no wasted time. That dude, Dom the Painter, was out, I think, reassembling a car that he painted Thanksgiving morning. It was insane. Yeah, the engine will go in last. That'll be the last thing I build. Because once I build it, I'm going to have to break it in and flush oil. And there's a whole process to building a brand new engine. So I'm going to need it in the car so that I can drive it. So the car has to be done before the engine goes in. Okay, here we go, sound warning. Double check the 1-inch marks, or 1.5 inches, I think it was. Thanks, Lake Park. Danny, what's going on? Big Daddy D, no, it is not. I'm using my front camera so I can read the comments, so the image is backwards. Do your face tattoos make it harder to land jobs? No. I am a journeyman electrician. I have a great job. I think I'm going to cut this one out, at least for now, and then I'll attach this one to here. That should give me a good center line on everything else. Sound warning. It's about to get loud. like that a lot. I'm going to try and bend a matching pair of these. And we're going to do it right here on the vise. A little too much. Almost. close enough for me. As I bend it more. No, it's going to be a streetcar, like a Pro Street style street rod. I think that's pretty good. Not exact, but close enough. We're not building airplanes. No, Josh Brown, yeah, there's not a dumb question, but you don't know something until you know. I didn't even know what this was called. What is it? A flying buttress. I just wanted to build something cool. I didn't even know it had a name. Bernard educated me on that. Bernard's a very smart dude. Alright, so now we got two. I'm going to try and grind the angle on this so that it doesn't have that hard flat edge sticking out. Hit it on this little Harbor Freight belt. See if it'll do the job. It's going to get loud. Kevin T, what's up? Yeah, a little Harbor Freight belt sander. Hey, yeah, we can. Yeah, as electricians, you're looking, you know, you got to have an eye for symmetry and level. Jam quality, high. Yeah, Paul Davis, we all had a good weekend. I think I'm going to actually clamp and cut this piece. I think it'll just be faster that way. Sound warning. Why don't I use a regular cutting wheel? It's much faster. Yes, it is. The black asphalt dust that comes off of it is annoying. It covers everything. I do have an air exchanger in here, but it's not a high powered, so there's no wind inside of here. So that way when I weld, you know, I'm not blowing my gas away. But anyway, just the black asphalt dust in this small space, it's not something I like to deal with, breathe. I will occasionally, my air tools all have asphalt discs on them or abrasive discs. But the diamond wheel, then I just deal with metal powder for the most part. Where are you from? I'm in Idaho. Kevin T, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, and this cutting wheel I've been using for, what, almost a year now, I think. Yeah, it's got to be getting close to 10 months, 12 months. And, I mean, obviously it gets dull over time, but with how much I use it, that one diamond wheel has lasted a long time, a long time. On top of that, they don't shatter. So I could jam that thing, I mean, in awkward positions, twist it, bend it. It'll bog the motor and the grinder out because the disc won't break. It's steel. It's steel with diamonds embedded in it. So so yeah, so I like to use it. I don't have to worry about it exploding at, you know, 5,000 RPM and hit me in the face. And I don't have to deal with the dust, the black dust. What you working on? 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, highly modified, every piece. I'm redesigning the entire roof line, rear end, rear window visor. I'm gonna put double little whale tails on. All kinds of stuff. Lambo doors, stretched, dropped, airbagged. Look at that, doesn't that look cool? How it curves this way instead of up and over. I like that. Gigi's watching me. Hi, Gigi. Love ya. All right, now I'm gonna try and match the other corner gusset or whatever it's called. So that piece I bent, it pretty much matches this. Close enough anyway. I'm gonna grind that tip flat. Kevin T, you gotta have music. Yeah, I don't know. For me, music is for fun, not work. When I work, I focus. I get really hyper focused, and I don't like interruptions. So it's, music is just distracting for me. All right, I gotta match this measurement. That's hot, in case you're wondering. I gotta see what I did here. How far down did we go? Here, we'll just pull it from the 1.5 inches. It's about 3 3/4 from the 1.5 inches. That's why you always measure twice. I just said 3 3/4. It's 2 3/4. Ain't that right, Kevin T? Always measure twice. Two 3/4. 2 3/4. See if I can burn myself again, huh? Thanks, Kinetic Customs. I appreciate it. Kevin T, he seems to have a solid character about him. That's why I watch him. Thank you. I am very solid. Hunted coyotes. Are you doing something to the rear back window? No, the rear back window will still be in here, factory glass. I'm building around it. I need more bulk in the rear end to attach the flying buttresses to that are going to be widening the quarter panel 6.5 inches. Yeah, this started out as a 1967. If that's what you're asking. Kevin T. Alright, it's gonna get loud. See how that fits. install clearance. Yes, I have thought of that. It's, I should have enough room. So the way the glass is gonna get installed is you'll put the seal on the glass, and then you put your rope around the seal. And then it comes in this way to the top lip, and you start pulling the rope from the inside when somebody's out here pressing or smacking the glass. And there should be enough room. I have 2.5 inches and a little bit more over here where it curves in the corners. And I did that on purpose because the corners are going to be the hardest, and you're going to have to smack them. So I have thought about it. Is it going to work? We'll find out. I don't know. I think it's going to. If not, then I'll figure out a different way to get the glass in. The car is going to be the car. You know, I try to do everything consciously and think ahead. But at the end of the day, you can't think of everything. So it's completely possible I could go to put this glass in and not be able to get it to seat all the way. But I doubt it. Little bit off. I'm gonna have to take some more off. I'm going to grind this down some more for a second. little piece by little piece. I think I messed up the angle on that. We'll see. One more time. Probably 10 more times, but thanks, Kevin T. I appreciate that. He said the merch store is good. You guys go check out the merch store. Links under my bio on both platforms. There we go. Attacking that. It looks like this side was turned up. It's twisted up just a little bit, so I'm trying to match it to the other side. That's it. Man, that looks cool. I wish you guys could see this. You know, person 3D. Let me try and get you the angle. Nailed it. Juan Lopez, where are you located at? Man, that looks good. Hold on, let me get some, let me get the welder moved back. Again, tight quarters. And I'll get you guys another angle from over here. Somebody needs to make a retractable 50 amp extension cord for a welder. So you can just pull the cart off the wall to wherever you're going, and the cord will come out with it. And then you can just push the cart back. Because especially in here in this tiny area, every time I try to push the cart back, the cord falls behind the wheels and, you know, hits you like the old skateboard in a rock. And it is annoying. And when you can't walk all the way around the welder, you know, I guess if it was a big shop, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I could just lean over and lift it up, but I can't. The welder takes up the 2 feet I have between the car and the plasma table. So it's, I don't know, anyway. Annoying, really annoying. How's that look? Can you guys see that good? Is air gonna flow back into the engine? No. I'm running it open engine. There's not gonna be a deck lid in the back. There'll be a Baja cage. You do it. No, you do it. I'm trying to build a car for SEMA, Kevin T. Bernard just saw a sick hack. Hang it with a carabiner from a clothesline hooked up near the ceiling. That's not a bad idea at all. Buy the airline reel and make your cord. Yeah, I got an airline right there. That's retractable and extension cord. GFI protected 3-plug extension cord. Yeah, that reel up there is my auto oiler for the pneumatic tools. So I've got the auto oiler right there on the wall. So I don't have to oil my tools. One time I accidentally turned it way up and flooded out a bunch of my tools. I was blowing oil out of those things for weeks. What do you guys think of that new roof line and visor? I mean, look at that. That just hugs the body perfect. The car wash clump, yeah, with like the swinging arm. I got so much stuff strapped to the ceiling in here. I mean, I'm out of floor space, so I got to make it happen, you know? Man, that looks good. I'm really happy with that. That was a good, productive day right there. Or morning, I guess. Not really full day, but. And Bernard, still have no idea how I'm going to finish the edges. But I can start here. Now that I have that on, I can figure out these buttresses. I have measurements, I have things, you know, anchor points to pull off of now to keep everything symmetrical. Here we go, Bernard. I like it. I thought the middle wire was too round at first, but I see now how nicely it continues the body lines. Yeah. Yeah, and I went through a bunch, like I was saying this morning, where it was flatter on top, like the hood scoop, and then the visor is pretty flat, but it still follows the natural curve. need more 4-foot LEDs on the wall. I got, I think, 12 of them in here. It's why my head's always so shiny. It's like a surgical center in here. Is it planned out on CAD or improvising as you go? I'm improvising as I go. I let the cars build themselves. I start with a general idea, which is never what it ends up being, but it gives me a good baseline to come off of. And then I just pay attention to all the curves, angles, proportions, everything else, and then it just builds itself. Are the rear fenders going to be rounder? I don't know yet. I might leave the ribs. I might float them out with bodywork. That's undecided and way down the road. No worries. We have the same forever haircut. Yeah. See if we can get a front view. Man, that looks good. And I really think once I get the flying buttresses on, I'll have some other shapes to go off of to try to figure out how I'm going to finish the roof sides up here. I also have no idea how I'm going to paint that. I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to cut an access. Once I get the top skin welded all in to support the structural integrity of the roof, I'm going to have to go inside and cut this roof out so that I can spray up in there to seal everything. But that's a problem for another day. Yeah, Bernard says it's more fun that he just rolls with it instead of trying to make something work just because it's in the plans. The design can evolve and roll with the lessons learned. Yeah. And I've never built a car before. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know I want to do it, so I'm doing it. The head gasket on every Subaru I've ever owned begs to differ. You're not wrong, Bernard. I'm a huge fan of Japanese engines, and motors, motorcycles, cars, small trucks. Huge fan. From a an engineering standpoint, durability, longevity, parts cost, availability, just everything. You can't beat them. You can't. But I do not like Subaru. Their clutches suck. If it's a manual, the head gasket. I mean, there's so many problems. It's almost like, when was it back? What, in the 80s? I think late 80s. They had the little Outback or Forester or whatever it was, the little wagon, and they built that thing like Ferdinand Porsche built this, like a tank, like a lightweight tank. That thing was so durable, and I think Subaru got a huge reputation for being reliable, tough, strong, and then they've just kind of cheaped out as the years have gone on, and not stuck with that, unlike Toyota or Honda, who just keeps improving. Instead of going backwards, they go forwards. But Hayabusa inside your smart car, that'd be cool. Mike, where's the missus? She's in the house. It's Sunday. Sundays are typically, laundry, cleaning, prepping everything out for the week, lunches, all that stuff. On top of that, all my kids are really sick right now. They all got whooping cough, which really sucks. So she's in there taking. But we're gonna try and do a live every Friday night after work. Between, I don't know, we're gonna shoot for 6 p.m. but Mountain Time. But we'll see. We're gonna try and make it a regular thing. Everybody seems to really enjoy the me and my wife lives. By now, especially Mike T, Bernard, all the guys all the day ones that have been watching me since day one, know just in general, I'm not a very fun person. Okay. And I know that, and that's okay. I'm more analytical, calculated. I'm constantly building things in my brain, so there's no room. But when she comes out here with me, it's easier for me to put this stuff aside and try and give you guys, a little insight to our personalities and our personal life, to a point, because out here it's all business for me. All this. CSRT says those old 80s, 90s turbo wagons were tanks. Yeah, they were. That's a fact. I mean, if you're gonna get a Subaru, get an 80s Subaru. I mean, that's all I have to say about that. They went to, in my opinion, they went downhill after that. What are the rods on top of the car for? I am redesigning the entire car. So that's what the rods are for. I'm gonna put a Formula One roof scoop on here. And then I'm completely redesigning and widening the rear end, rear visor. I'm reshaping the whole car. When am I gonna finish the bug? SEMA 2025, first week of November. That's the goal that I gave myself. And honestly, it is a very tight schedule for me because I don't do this full time. So I know I'm cutting it close by giving myself that goal, but I've also learned that if I have deadlines, I really hate missing them. I really hate not being on time every time. So I did it to give me a little extra push, light a fire, because I have other vehicles that I want to build. I have other vehicles right now that I want to build. And this is it's all in perspective, right? So typically the average guy who's not a professional car builder, it takes him about 10 years to build his hot rod. I don't have 10 years, okay?
nor do I want to spend 10 years on one car. I would rather build 10 cars. So I'm trying to speed it up and push myself to meet that deadline so that I can move on and start. I got 2 other really cool projects. If anybody out there knows of anybody who has a motorcycle big wheel rim, let me know. New, they're like $6,000, and I want one bad. But maybe you know somebody who didn't like theirs and they took it off, or a junkyard, or I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I want to build a big wheel trike, like the old school kid toy big wheel proportions. Tiny wide tires in the back, giant 32-inch front motorcycle wheel with a Volkswagen engine, while I'm saving up for the 82 Volkswagen Rabbit diesel build that I'll be doing a full body on. Street legal, yes. Here in Idaho. I couldn't drive this in California, but here in Idaho, absolutely. There's a guy that drives around there in one of those, in a big wheel trike, a Volkswagen big wheel trike. Build him a 3-wheeler with a VW motor. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I already have a lot of parts. I have the transmission, I have the engine that came out of this, because all this is obviously way upgraded race stuff. So I'd like to just rebuild or swap out with a friend of mine the stock engine for a runner, and rebuild the transmission, and or again swap it out. It'll cost effective wise. Plus, you guys will get to see me build a motorcycle frame by hand here with minimal tools. I do have a bender now, so I won't have to pre-order all my bends. Hopefully I'll be able to do it with less welding, less joints. But either way, you can watch me build a motorcycle frame right on the concrete right here. I'll show you how to square it, and, and all that stuff without a jig. You don't need any of that. Fancy tools makes things easier and faster, but there are ways to accomplish the same outcome. It just takes longer. You got a 3-wheel trike you're trying to sell in Reno? Send me a DM. I'll take a look at it. Oh, you got a Carmagia kit? Is it what do you mean? Is it the fiberglass Carmagia body, or is it a kit that goes on the Carmagia? Where, shoot me a message, or you can email me berzerkergarage@gmail.com. Yeah, Bernard says, share this stream in your VW groups, please. Spread the community. Yeah, please. Please do. I never planned on building Volkswagens. It's just something that kind of happened, and the more I do, the more I want to build them. So I don't think Volkswagens are going anywhere anytime soon. They seem to multiply like rabbits, whether you want them to or not. Oh, a body with a kit installed. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, Kevin T, Bernard, 2 of my day ones, favorite people on here. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll go live Friday night, Berzerker and wife together. We'll listen to some music and, hang out. But for now, I'm gonna go wash up and get all my Sunday stuff done for the day. I'll see you guys next time.